There are countries that are no-go areas. Don't go and get yourself in a war zone in the name of jack buying. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is These Impressions, your favorite girl on YouTube. As I always say, it's been a while. Yeah, I know it's been a while, but notwithstanding, let's just get straight to the topic of today because I do not want to waste any of your time ranting and doing my usual talking, okay? So today I'm just going to be addressing the JAPA syndrome because it's a thing in Nigeria now. This is specifically for Nigerians because I'm Nigerian. And if you're also from other African countries or any other country at all, and you're intending to leave the motherland for abroad, anywhere in the abroad at all, whether the US, whether Canada, whether the UK, whether Europe, anywhere at all, you have to put some things into consideration before you make your move. So it's not just about jack buying. Jackpot actually means leaving a place and going to another place, but this time around you're not just leaving, you're literally running away from a place and to a better place. So a lot of people in my home country, Nigeria, are running away from home right now. I do not blame anybody. This is a disclaimer just before I go into details. I am not faulting anybody for deciding to jackpot. I also jackpot, even though jackpot was not the time as at the time I left Nigeria in 2018. I also jackpot because as at then, things were not looking so bright for a youth like myself that was just coming up as a young lawyer back in Nigeria, and I had to make the decision to leave. Yeah, so a lot of people are in the same shoes, considering the fact that there's been a lot of insecurity back home now. I think it's even way worse than when I left. So a lot of people have decided to leave the country because of the high cost of living, the inflation. Things keep getting expensive over and over and over with no hope of going down, and it's so understandable that everybody is looking out for a brighter future for themselves, especially the youth. We all want to be able to look into the future and know that okay, we have something we have left behind for the upcoming generation, to look back and to see that we have actually made an impact in our generation before we left or before we leave the surface of the earth. So it's no surprise that this is happening. Most especially people have chosen UK, most especially to JAPA too. I think that's the easiest route to leave the country right now. Having said all this, it is a necessity that someone like myself should let you guys know because I am here. I have lived the experiences, I have gone through the process, and I think I am fit enough to say one or two things about jack buying at this point. So if you know you are intending to leave Nigeria or you've already left Nigeria and you just need more information, I think this is the best time to open your ears and just listen to what I have to say. It might not make a lot of sense, but it would still make you can still take something out of what I have to say today. So most people have taken it upon themselves to leave the country, go to places like UK, most especially when you're on social media. You hear it everywhere. Before you come to UK, you have to do this, you have to do that. All of those things. A lot of people have traveled to the UK. They already relocated to the UK thinking, oh, abroad is heaven on earth, and that's the great misconception that people have at home, that abroad is heaven. I mean, literally, I've seen a lot of on social media where people literally describe abroad like it's a perfect place, everything is rosy, there's no mosquito in the abroad, there are no potholes on the road, everything is just smooth going, mushy. You're gonna have a blast. Your life is gonna be the best when you live in the abroad. Oh yes, this can actually happen, but then you have to also understand the fact that abroad is not heaven. Abroad is just a place like every other country. It's on earth, number one. It's a regular country, number two. It's just a place. You're just moving from one place in your country to another place. The difference between your own country and the abroad is a system that actually works. So the system in the abroad is actually well organized, unlike where we came from, where a lot of things don't work. You know, we know power, electricity, the government itself is faulty. Everything is just upside down, one way or the other. Abroad is quite different because everything is systematic and it's all organized. But even in an organized society, there are flaws. This is what you should realize. You shouldn't just come with the mindset that when you get in, everything is going to be perfect. In fact, my first experience coming into it was my first experience coming abroad was actually to the US, and the first day I got in, that I actually entered via the airport and got into the open space, and I was actually looking forward to see, from what they've described all this while when I was young, it's always been that place is just clean, everything is nice, there's no dirt anywhere, everything is just looking okay. So when I got in, and the first shocker, it was just looking like Lagos. That day I just made up my mind, you know what, it seems like this place is just a regular place. It's just the system of government that actually works, that makes a difference. So let's get that first. Abroad is not heaven. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. You have to consider that before you jackpot. Okay, consider your options very well. You cannot just if somebody comes down and just says, oh, something is happening in this country, you just carry your bag and follow the person or whatever they say, just like that. Do your research. Make sure it's a place where you can get good documentation to stay. Make sure you're even coming in with good documentation, because and there are so many different types of countries to go to. So before you jackpot to any particular country at all, please do your research. That is going to go a long way in helping you adjust to the new system that you're getting into. So the jackpot thing is a very good thing. The jackpot syndrome is a good syndrome, but there is a but. You have to be very careful, because you aren't just moving, you're actually making changes to your life, changes that can affect you in the long run, and so you have to be very careful how you do it. Before you move, another major thing you have to consider is your dreams and aspiration. What are the things that you actually have thought to do for yourself in the long run? What are your dreams? What are your aspirations? What are you thinking of becoming? Because a lot of people come into the abroad and become lost in the system. Yes, I have experienced it. I can't say I'm exactly lost in the system, but I have come to a place where I'm beginning to question myself, beginning to question what exactly I want for myself. Is it just the money? Is it fulfillment? What exactly are you looking for? If you're able to come to that place where you are able to tell yourself, this is what I want, this is how I want it, this is how far I want to go in life, and I think the whole process is going to be a lot more easier for you. So before you jackpot, have you sat down one day and asked yourself, this country I'm going to, is it going to be the best for me? Have I created something back in my home country that I can hold on to and still manage, instead of going to start from the scratch? Because when you jackpot, you're literally starting from the scratch. Because the qualifications you have back home might not exactly be accepted in the country that you're going into. So you have to put that into consideration. My dreams, are they gonna get dimmed? Are they gonna get killed off because I made this decision? This is a long-term decision that cannot be joked with, that cannot be taken with levity. It's a serious decision. And so ask yourself questions. Know what you really want. Make sure you're able to tell yourself the real truth. Watch videos like this video and make a concrete decision. Well, jackpot is not for everyone. That is just the plain truth. So many times I've questioned myself, and so many times while working, I've had to cry and ask myself, what am I doing here? Really, Maybe people don't tell you this, but a lot of times we ask ourselves those questions. What exactly are we doing here? If I was back in my country, would this be happening to me? Yes, there will be times like that when you would have to question yourself and your sanity. Because back in your own country, there are some things that you would do here that you would never, ever, ever think of doing. Back in your own country, you are a master. Here in the abroad, you might get to that stage, but it doesn't always start very rosy. So think hard and think well. I think I have overlooked this issue of the cost of living in the abroad nowadays, especially in 2023, where inflation has risen in almost every country. Inflation, inflation, inflation. If you check my previous videos, you'll be able to see one or two videos where I was actually bitterly complaining about the cost of living. See, if you say the cost of living is high in UK, have you met Canada? Because I see a lot of people on social media saying, in the UK, the cost of living is this, the cost of living. And then I listen to the amount that they call, especially for rent. Someone was still talking about $800 for a 3-bedroom. And I was like, what? Have you met Canada? A 2-bedroom apartment in Canada, especially in Ontario, is going to cost you almost maybe $2,000, and also it depends on the location. So think about it clearly. Where am I going to? Where is the easiest place for me to be able to settle, that I would be able to face the cost of living and I would be able to manage without any stress? You have to think about these things. Don't just JAPA. If you're JAPA into Canada, most especially, know the province you're going to. Don't JAPA to Ontario because a lot of people are going to Ontario. Don't JAPA to British Columbia because a lot of people are going there. Weigh the pros and the cons. Go online. This is one thing that I've realized that Nigerians never ever want to hear. Not just Nigerians, I believe. A lot of Africans don't like to read. They don't like to research. They don't like to go a step further in getting information so that they would be well informed. They expect that someone would sit and do all of those things for them, which is not good enough. It is just not good enough, because nobody can live your life. No one can do things exactly the way it's meant to be done for you. You're the best person who can sit and do that application. You're the best person who can sit and do that interview. You're the best person who can actually make that move. No one can do it the most for you. So you have to take the step. Go online, research. It's the easiest thing to do right now with our iPhones, with our Android phones. It's so easy. Google, research that country. Go on YouTube. There's so many YouTube videos nowadays on relocation and stuff, whether to Dubai, whether to Saudi Arabia, whether to the UK, whether to Europe in general, whether to North America, Canada, and the US and the likes. You cannot claim ignorance at this time. So research. And like I would always say, the job prospects are there, but it's not gonna come easy for the period, for the, let's say for the first year you get into Canada or wherever you're going. It's not gonna be easy. You might not even find a job. Yes, you might not find a job at all. Let me tell you, there are a lot of people in Canada that at this time, this 2023, have been laid off from their work. Okay? So, I would always tell you, this place is not heaven. It's just, it's you think things are happening in your country, things are actually happening in these countries too. So, you are going to come in to meet all of those flaws. Are you mentally prepared? Are you mentally prepared to be able to deal with all of the issues that you're going to face? Don't just JAPA. Think well before you JAPA. See, the reason why I'm saying think well before you JAPA is because when you've already considered when you've already considered all the pros and the cons, it's more easier for you to be able to face challenges, because you're not just dreaming. You're not in that honeymoon phase. You already put your mental state in the place where no matter what happens, you're gonna be able to pull through. You won't even mind sleeping on the floor You won't even mind drinking gari or whatever it is that you can find yourself just to be able to survive. Pending the time you're able to get your feet on the ground and have a better life. So if you're not willing to go through the process, if you're not willing to go through the process, you might find yourself falling by the way. That is why I say, and I will keep saying, plan. Plan. Planning cannot be overflowed. Planning is key, and sometimes even your plan might not exactly go the way it's planned, or the way you put it, or the way you planned it. Things might not go the way you planned it. So also give room for changes, because yeah, you can have all the plan in the world, but things will still come to shock you. You can't exactly plan for all the situations that you're going to that are going to come your way. So planning is key, but also give a little room for changes. Also give a little room for surprises. Okay, so that's another thing. Before you JAPA, plan. I am a family woman, and I like to talk about family. So are you coming into Canada with a family? Don't expect it to be rosy. It's hard raising a family in Canada. It's hard raising a family in the abroad in general. So if you're coming to the abroad with a family, you are most likely to face this listed issues. One, training your kids is a whole lot of a different ball game in the abroad. Two, no help. No help. You might not have anybody to do omugo for you. You might not have anybody to assist you even give birth to a newborn. You might not have any help. Three, limited time. You might be that parent who has to work and still at the same time have to take care of that child or those children. So you see that you have limited time to even train them. Sometimes I have mommy guilt, where I just feel like instead of having the time to teach my daughter some certain things, I'm so busy trying to get work done so that I can earn some money, and a lot of things go by me, and I feel like I'm not doing enough. All of this are a possibility in the abroad. So family is responsibility, and responsibility means work. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point, but yeah, raising a family in the abroad is, let me say, it's a town all different from Bala Blue and Bulu Blah. Okay, guys, at this point, I think I'm gonna stop. So I just wanted to put this out there, because yes, don't just JAPA blindly. Don't JAPA blindly. JAPA with sense. JAPA with with knowledge. JAPA with plans. JAPA knowing fully well that you might go through some certain things that you never envisaged. JAPA with determination. JAPA with the determination that one way or the other you're gonna make it, no matter what the situation is, and you'll be fine. Actually, please don't come at me in the comment section. I'm only expressing my opinion the best way I can. And if JAPA is what you think is going to be the best for you, especially with the way the Nigerian economy is right now, where people cannot even make cash transactions, where the naira has become so scarce, and people are literally burning banks out of anger, I don't know. Maybe it's right for you to JAPA, but do your research. In the abroad, there are homeless people. Yes, you don't want to fall into that category. Trust me. And it's free. Let me not say freaking, because it's YouTube. It is cold. So if you find yourself homeless in the cold, ain't nobody gonna help you, because in this place, everybody is on their own. So let's be wise and do things the right way. Let's make research. Let's work right, and we'll be able to achieve our dreams, goals, and aspirations. Thank you for watching me rant today. My name is Adedayo. This is D's Impressions, and bye for now.